It's still happy hour with John Gaskins, so go ahead, have another.
USD Day here on Happy Hour. John Gaskins with a key component of the Coyote defense in 2026. And that season starts a week from Saturday against Central Connecticut State. He is a preseason third-team All-American by stats and has been described by those who know the team well as not just potentially the heartbeat of the defense, but of the entire squad. Gabe Hardman out of Miami, Florida, joining us from Vermillion, and he is heading into his junior season. And when you hear, Gabe, just the not the preseason accolade, but the fact that people feel like you have not just a strong influence on your side of the ball, but the whole team. How do you react to that? How do you process it? How does it feel to be on the cusp of another season in Vermillion?
I mean, it feels great to be recognized by your teammates like that. It just shows that what we're doing here is amazing and it's special. I just feel like it's really important to have that, you know what I'm saying, to have people say that about you. I mean, it's a blessing. It's just taking one day at a time, building trust with your teammates, building trust with the coaches, and to be able to have that is just amazing.
All right. You should be in a good mood for this chat. You just had some pasta and chicken for lunch. Your practice is still not yet until this afternoon. We're recording this at about 1 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon. But you're now going on season 4 in Vermillion, South Dakota, which every time I chat with a USD player or coach, I bring this up because a lot of you obviously didn't grow up in Vermillion or in South Dakota. You're in one of the smallest Division I cities in the country, and you came there from Miami, Florida, one of the biggest cities in the country, and certainly as different weather-wise and culturally as it can get from Vermillion, South Dakota. So I'll first ask, how acclimated are you now? How acclimated and entrenched are you?
I'm very acclimated. I mean, I'm very much used to it now.
Yeah.
When I did get here, my first year, it was a bit different from where I come from, but the coaches and the players building that brotherhood, I mean, they made it easy. So it was a very easy transition.
I mean, how did you end up here? Who do you remember contacting to recruit you? What were some of the other schools that were looking at you, and why did you decide to come to USD?
Who recruited me first was Coach Hodge, that from that staff, and then it was Coach Rosie a little bit too. Coach Hodge came to one of my spring games down in Miami. Coach Hodge is originally from Fort Lauderdale, so it was in that area. So he came. I'll never forget this. I was playing. I was making some good plays, and he came to me on the sideline. He was the only coach to go on the sideline because everyone else was like around the stadium. And he came to me and he walked past me real quick and was like, keep playing, like keep making plays. And then right after we talked about it, and it went off from there. He came to my school the next day. He was supposed to make other stops, but he said, "No, I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna come straight to you." And he offered me right there on the spot.
Wow. What other schools? What other kinds of places?
I had Marshall. I had Bethune-Cookman. I had ULM, University of Louisiana Monroe. I had what else? Grambling, and I think that was about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
He offered. Did you take the offer right on the spot? Did you need to think about it?
I kind of knew already, like just off the conversations that me and Coach Hodge were having, that they were most definitely the school that was reaching out to me most. They saw the most potential in me, and as soon as I came on my visit in the summer, I committed right away. I knew this was going to be the place that I wanted to play because of the relationships that I had, the coaches that were there, and how they saw me going into my future here. So I said it was a no-brainer for sure.
So it was all kind of clicking for you, and you kind of knew before you visited the place, and you've acclimated. But yeah, again, I've got to ask somebody from Miami, Florida, what kind of apprehension, especially when you look at some of the other schools that were recruiting you, we're in warmer weather places. Maybe places that might have felt more familiar to you, and not just the cold, but again, it's a small town in the Midwest. Was there any apprehension, or was it, you know, you're confident you were going to fit right in right away?
I knew because just the opportunity that I was presented by the school, they made sure that they saw me how they were gonna see me in the defense, and they see what I can do. So from my high school tape to now, I mean, I feel like it's a good comparison. So I just knew, like, I got a gut feeling that I knew that this was gonna be the spot I wanted to play at, and ever since then it's worked out pretty good. So
Yeah, and I want to talk all about that, but I do want to actually go back to growing up in Miami. Uh, where obviously it's a huge football culture. Your
yes, sir.
father was a college football player at Central Florida, correct?
Yes,
In
sir.
Orlando.
Yes, sir.
Our other guest today, on the other side of the ball, guy you've probably tackled a few times, or as much as you've been allowed to tackle, Charles Pierre
Yeah.
Jr., also from Florida, whose father played college football in Miami at Florida Atlantic. And he talked about lifting weights at a much younger age than kids do, wanting just being a football junkie right away and
Right.
wanting to be like his dad. Was that you?
Yeah, that was me for sure. I started playing tackle football when I was 4 years old. So I mean, that's kind of how you grow up there. Is as soon as you're be able to process and be able to walk, you're right into tackle football, and I think that has helped me a lot because you start at a very young age and you get a lot of experience. So I just feel like that is one thing from being from that type of area where you get that type of foot forward and you get a head start on a lot of people.
I bet. Like our reference, besides the fact that I grew up with in the 80s and 90s, the U and the Hurricanes, and then certainly they've been somewhat immortalized in the ESPN 30 for 30s about the U, which I'm sure
Mhm.
you've seen, right?
Right. Yes, sir.
Were you a big Canes fan? And I'll start there. Were you a big
I mean, growing up, I always loved the U. That's a school that I've always watched since I was little. I remember going to the Orange Bowls. I remember when I was younger going to those games. It's always fun watching them, and even now, like I'm still a fan. There, it's just a being from Miami and seeing them having success each year is pretty cool to me. But I mean, it's pretty cool.
And within that, certainly that'll stoke a fire to play football. So will being the son of someone who played at the Division One level, but
Yes, sir.
also give us an idea of just how competitive. I mean, you said, "Hey, you got a head start because it was in your literally in your bloodlines."
Right.
But what fascinated me as much as anything about the U is just the culture of not just high school football, but youth football. From how competitive it is, how much it means to a lot of people there.
It's, it's super.
Take us in and paint the picture of how
It,
what
it,
that was like.
it's super competitive. I mean, when you start at a young age, you're playing with people that you've known since you were little, and you know what I'm saying, you're playing against people that you've known, you know their family, you know their so it's a every time we meet on a Saturday early morning, you're playing against someone that you know, and you know what I'm saying, you go to school with them, so it's super competitive. I mean, just in that environment itself, the parents are talking trash to each other, we're talking trash to the players, so it's like it's literally every Saturday. It's a battle on that field. So I mean, it's literally like you said. It's very very competitive.
What's the most cutthroat thing you remember happening to you or a teammate in a practice or in a game? That
Um, I would say my 155s year. I played for the Palmetto Raiders. I played with them like all my life. And we had two teams. It was us and Ghouls Rams. They're like probably like 10 minutes away from our park. It was like kids that we know from that neighborhood and kids that I know from our neighborhood. We kind of got two teams together from each neighborhood and we played against each other. And I mean, it was the park was sold out. It was probably like 1,000 people there, like to come watch us play. It was early morning game. Everyone was there, and as we were walking out the tunnel, they already were on their sideline, and we like kind of went to their sideline, and we had like a face off, and it was crazy. Like people were going crazy, and it was a good game. We ended up winning that
okay.
game. I never forget that. That was probably one of the best moments that I've had since I was playing youth football.
Why? What'd you do in that game?
I caught a 30-yard tight end pop pass. I played tight end.
Okay.
And then it just the rivalry itself, like, you know what I'm saying? You never forget a rivalry game, and that was one that I will never forget. And it was just a lot of good defense, good offense, and plays in that game where momentum shifted, and it was just an overall good game that I think I will never forget.
How old were you at the time?
I would say I was around 13, 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, judging by how vividly you remember it, how fondly you remember that, was that sort of a moment where you figured, okay, just like my dad, I think I could make it in this sport if I
Yeah,
apply myself.
I think that came from going to high school as well too, with people that I know, people that I've played the sport with on that team I've played high school with. So I think just knowing, having the coaches, my little league coaches, you know what I'm saying, putting that in me that I can actually do this when I get to high school. I mean, I think it gave me the extra motivating factor that I can do it and I can actually play college
Yeah.
football.
All right. What position did your dad play?
He played linebacker as well.
Okay. And so, just like Charles, you're playing the same position your dad played. Was that
Yes, sir.
because so what went into that? Was that your desire? Was it what he saw in you? Did you have any desire to play anything else just to not do what he did? Like, how did that all come about?
So when I was little, I played running back and like safety, you know what I'm saying? Just running around the field having fun.
Yeah.
And then when I got to that youth league, Pop Warner, I played tight end and I played D line. And then when I got to high school, my freshman year at Miami Palmetto, I played receiver. And one of the defensive coaches was like, "Hey, man, I don't think receiver is like a good fit for you." He was like, "Come." So as soon as we walked in, your first day of camp, you had either a white shirt or a dark blue shirt. So he had to pick. So I picked the white shirt, which obviously was offense. And he came to me a couple practices in. He was like, "Man, I don't think you're fit for a receiver." So his name is Coach Fidel, big mentor for me. He gave me a dark blue jersey, and I played linebacker since. So I
Okay.
started playing linebacker like my ninth grade, end of ninth grade, going into my 10th grade year.
And clearly throughout high school, you played it well enough that this was identified as this is your future in football. This is where you'll play in college,
Right,
right? You kind of knew
right.
that. And what do you like most about playing the position?
Man, just being able to punish someone for free every single play. You get a free opportunity to punish someone every single play. Either it's the O line, the ball carrier, the tight end. I just love being physical. I think that's what stands out about my game when you cut on the tape is just being the most physical person on the field. And I
Yeah.
think violence makes up for a lot of mistakes. So I think that's why I think I love the position linebacker. And it's to also be the voice of the defense, to be able to get the guys around you right and in the same position as you and being on the same page. I think that's the most important thing.
Did you how did your father approach you being again, this is going back to Charles and the chat I had with him. Did you feel pressure? Was he very hands off? Um, how we've heard about the nightmare, parent stories.
Right.
How did your dad and how does he still approach this with you?
He was very hands off. He wanted for it to be that I can want it for myself, right? Not him putting it into me. So I think that's what really helped me as well too, is just knowing that he played it, and yeah, it was cool for him to do it, but also knowing that if I want to do something, then it has to come from myself. It can't come from nobody else. So I think that's how he kind of approached it with me. It was very hands off. He let me do everything that I needed to do, and obviously, if there was a decision to make, he was obviously there to help me and guide me through that. But I think that was a big thing that he did, was hands off and let me want it for myself, because I knew at the end of the day he wasn't going to be there when I made the decision or when I did certain things. It was going to be for me.
Yeah. All right. So, and we've mentioned your recruitment, your commitment to USD and Vermillion. And so here you are. You technically redshirted the 2023 season, your first in Vermillion, but you get to get in some games and stay under the threshold of what can allow you to still consider that a redshirt season. And then 2024, you're a redshirt freshman. Last year, you're a redshirt sophomore, and your playing time has increased. But take me back to whenever it was, like your aha welcome to college football moment. In a USD practice or maybe a game where it's like, this is a different level.
Okay, I'll say my freshman year, we're doing goal line. We're in a package, and Coach Hodge threw me in there. And I'll never forget, I was going against Travis Tice. we're in a hole, and he ran me clean over, and I think that was my welcome to college moment. I thought I was going to be able to make the play in the backfield, but no, it was the other way around, and the offense went crazy when he scored. That's something that I'll never forget. Also,
You got a big smile on your face talking about that.
he
I
laid
mean,
the lumber on me. He laid the lumber on
when
me.
you got here, you were kind of taking a leap of faith. Like the Yotes had made the playoffs in 2021, and 2022 was a weird year. The year you were being recruited, that was a 3-8 operation. They weren't very good. And yet, since you got here, 3 straight quarterfinal appearances, you guys have been one of the top 10 teams in the nation the whole time. From your own perspective, being right in the thick of it on the defense, why is that? What has made this whole operation, but certainly the defensive side of the ball that earned Travis Johansson the head coaching job once Bob retired? What have you seen as to why that program went from struggling the season you're a high school senior and you committed to what it is now?
I always thought it was the attitude of our defense and the attention to detail of our assignment and knowing what we're doing. I always thought that we had a very a tough mindset of coming in to knowing that we're going to dominate the opponent across us. It was never about the assignment football. It was never about none of that type of stuff. It was strictly about being the most violent team and the most team that gave the most effort. I think that was always our approach to every single season that I've been here. I can say that was our mindset on the defense was to really just be the most violent and give the most effort and knowing your assignment and doing your 111th on the field. And I think that's what really showcased these last 4 years that I've been here. I think that's really been the mindset on the defensive side of the football.
Violent is a word Travis Johansson liked to use. I do know that. What was it like playing defense for him?
It was great. He was a defensive mastermind. I mean, he was incredibly smart. I mean, his pregame speeches were one of my favorites. He would let us have it, and I mean, we would go out there ready to run through a brick wall for him. I mean, he was a great coach. He was very attention to detail. He knew a lot about the game of football, and he gave that to us, and he pushed that through us. And I think that's what really helps the defense as well.
Okay, what was the most? Do you have a most memorable pregame moment that really captured your attention that you'll never forget?
Yeah, I
Remember what he
would
said?
say that 2024 season versus NDSU, the conference championship game. I'll never forget that. I won't say what he said, but just know it was pretty good.
Was it before the game or
Yeah,
at halftime?
before the game.
Before the game. Okay. What was your reaction to when he decided to take the Rutgers job and now you don't know who your head coach or your defensive coordinator was going to be back in February?
I kind of took it on the chin. I mean, it was something that caught us all by surprise, I would say. But when he made the decision, he did what was best for him and his family, and he thought what he did was the right decision. So I mean, I took it on the chin, and I knew I wanted to be here at the University of South Dakota. So when that happened, I just took it forward, and I trusted in the coaches that were still on the staff and that were still here. I thought that we would be able to make something work, and I know it happened right before the year that Coach Johansson was on the staff. So I mean, it happened the right way it was supposed to.
Well, the good news is, Billy Kirsch was your defensive coordinator last year under Travis, and he stays there to work under Matt Fitztham. What kind of stamp has he put on the defense, and how would you describe playing for him?
Coach Kirsch is playing amazing. I mean, he's another one, a defensive mastermind who is super smart and who knows very, very well the X's and O's of the football. So I think he makes the things easier for the guys on the defensive side, where it's understanding why you're doing the assignment and how you're doing it and why we want to do this. I think he's super, super, super smart and someone who I love playing for because he understands the game of football and he loves that we play violent and we give effort, and that's something that I love.
So from day one, when Travis was your DC to now, how much has really the scheme or the language or anything changed there? It's been pretty easy.
I mean, it's about the same, but Coach Kirch obviously has his own adds-ons to it like that. I mean, he tries to keep things the same and just so that we would all understand on the defense why we're trying to do it and how we're trying to do it.
Gotcha. Last one, I think. Take us to your guys' defensive meeting rooms, your practices, and from your eyes, especially in the middle of everything as a linebacker and a leader, what do you see in front of you? What do you see behind you? Who, and I'm talking about the who's, the players, your teammates, should Yotes fans be excited to see on that side of the ball this year?
Every single one of them, whoever comes in the
Oh,
game.
good answer.
I think we have, since I've been here, I think this is probably one of the, I think in my opinion, this is going to be one of the best defenses. I mean, from the D line back to the back end. I mean, you guys have people like Tim White, R.J. Stewart. You have Chris Dixon. You have Nathan LePerry. You have who else do we have? We have Wade Abrams. We have Harrison Brunn. We have who else on the D line? Am I forgetting?
I didn't mean to quiz you.
No, I mean we have guys that it's everyone whoever steps on the field for the
Yeah.
University of South Dakota defense. I mean, you're going to get the best from them, and that's what it is.
What's it like to try to tackle, bring down Charles Pierre?
He's pretty fast, so you have to have the right angle on him, and he is very powerful back. So just knowing what players come in and having the right angle on him, because if you do not have the right angle, he will leave you.
Is he sitting in the room with you right now?
Yes, he is.
Okay. All right. Well, we're looking forward to chatting with him as well. This was a treat. Best of luck this year. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Yes, sir.
Gabe Hardman, USD linebacker.